welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Shadow Empire. I accidentally started the turn on the end of the last video, so we're just going to click through the vids like we normally do, just to at the beginning of the turn, just to see this is what we picked up. So we've got some espionage cards where we can try to pull population from other nations. Militia needs extra funds. We got funds, so we can give it to them. They want us to have meritocracy goes up. I wanted to go up too. It might not go up, in which case I'll just take the word penalty and that'll be fine. Is there ecotechs I want to discover, or have I discovered them all at this point? Yeah, I think I'm pretty much where I want to be with the ecotech discovery. So we turn the discovery down a bit. Leave prospecting where it is, we'll leave economic policy where it is, and we'll pretty heavily favor research at this point.
Aye, aye, sir.
I'm looking here. Assault, motorized, heavy MG, big grenadier. Not actually sure if I want any of these. I have to delete one of them, so blue light armor, assault army. Pretty much I've got my desired two orders of battle at this point. Yeah, my desired two orders of battle, so I'm, other than maybe picking the mechanized one when it shows up, I think we're good. The garrison, you're still in the old one, aren't you? Keep as that fix. Field sheep.
Roger that.
We'll upgrade you to the 2, just so that I can go to model. Say that you are obsolete and we're on you now. Which is the case. That way I don't have multiple things to select when we're doing operationalizing these brigades. So, siege. Grenadier, infantry, brigade. Motorized. So these are the guys I want to stand up. And yeah, we can see the addition of the 550 trucks here is really what's driving that cost up. I should obsolete the loader and bazookas as well. We stand up that formation. Why I'm thinking about it, before we let it get out of hand, we should go offer the unification to the guy we want to unify with.
Affirmative.
Still saying no. And then on nation level, I need some commanders. So let's stand up 2 commanders.
Affirmative.
Because we'll need some cannons to command these guys. Okay. Looks like we've got a little bit of advantage here with the Mercanteers pulling back. So we're at the point where I now have the guys to provide the frontage I want, so we can apply pressure. And I'm not too worried about them declaring in the intervening time turns. Yeah, so once these motorized actually get up on the front, we'll just start pushing to these guys. If they don't declare on us, we'll encircle them and basically take all their territory from them. And at some point they'll declare on us. No recon on the Arachnids yet. All the other fronts are doing a decent job of holding the picket. Water's going down, but water should be fixed by the purification coming up. Petrol's going down, but then we're standing up tank divisions and motorized divisions and stuff like that, which are pretty petrol heavy. That's all our biblical power, so that's actually going to be the turn. So let's roll the turnover. Yeah, once I have the next motorized stand up, which is maybe going to take a little while. Once I have the tank and the two motorized stood up, I'll probably start focusing on roads and just expanding industrial capacity. So that we're able to do the proverbial walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Build roads and build infantry at the same time. Because I'm basically going to have the 3 mobile brigades, and then I think the rest are going to be on foot for the near future. Especially because I'm seeing the petrol go down. If the petrol keeps going down, I might have to start pulling more petrol wells. Which is definitely doable. You can see on this end term here, we've got, just in that one screenshot, we've got 5 unexplored petrol deposits. We have plenty of petrol, it's just, are we extracting it? And the answer right now is the civilian economy isn't doing it for us because petrol's just real cheap. They're not making very much money off of it because the petrol's cheap. If we start driving the price of petrol, they'll probably do it for us, but I'm not going to assume that. Magnet's pulling off the border again. And yeah, those mercanteers we're going to see that even without setting the second mobile unit up, we've already filled the frontage up with them, so they'll have a bad day if they actually want to stay independent. 6 decisions on round 110. And there we go. We've researched high-tech industry. We've researched laser rifles. If I don't have that already, I don't have a good way to reach that. 3512. I don't really want the fist, even if I could do it. Oh, I see. You want me to take that towel. That's something we are going to do, so I could probably do that. Toss up between that and the mining assets, I think. We'll do mining assets just because... You know, from a alignment standpoint, I don't want either enforcement or fist. Ideally, I probably would want to go with the middle one, which is the one I don't think we're going to be able to succeed at. That's the problem there. You know what? I know we're probably going to fail, but let's take the middle one anyway.
Order acknowledged.
Favoring research. Oh, I should probably turn up discovery because we are looking for combat armor. Economic Council. What are we missing from Economic Council? High-speed rail. Oh, I should do high-speed rail next. It's a toss-up between that and serpentization, so it's do I do serpentization and high-speed rail next? I'm going to do high-speed rail because I think I can do without serpentization. So I think serpentization and deep core are probably things that we do want.
Aye, aye, sir.
And to be fair, we don't need any of the 3 right now. We can be patient and wait. So it's just how do I want to do those 3? Probably from a firepower standpoint, we go charge cost small arms here. He wants us to give the workers a pay raise. Be fair, do I take the gamble? This would be a 50-50 roll. Well, a little bit better than 50-50. It'd be a 56-44 roll. But we'll take the roll. And we fail the roll. Siege Grenadier, you can get a really good general. Cap 4 general. Or Cap 3 general. So all our mercs here are pretty good, apparently. We'll give you the really good one. Because we're going to be using you sooner rather than later. And then obviously we probably want to take our replenishments, which is all in trucks. Okay, so the trucks have been acquired. Which is actually why these units are not very mobile, apparently, is they lack their trucks. They'll have their trucks next turn, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah, we'll pay the extra industrial capacity to cross the river there. Okay, and that's probably the movement for the turn. Let's check all the fronts. We can shimmy a little farther forward here. And then political power. We do have another shadow diplomat. Did we do after unification already? No. Take the roll. Still says no. Let's do the shadow diplomat on Foreign Affairs Counselor. Let's see what we can do. Obviously I can't do trade because we done trade. Have they improved in opinion again that we try embassy? We can try embassy. It's not necessarily going to work, but we can try.
Affirmative.
And I took the roll and the roll worked. Okay. We now have an embassy with them. That is the turn. Time to roll the turn again. As we slowly tighten the constriction around the Mercanteers. So once we clear out the Mercanteers, we'll clear out the small pocket of non-aligned over here. And then we'll probably move the motorized and tank divisions up along the border with the Arachnids and probably start expanding into the Arachnid territory next after that. So we got A, B, front C where we're going to push. And as we do this, we can basically push the lower quality troops to fill up all the lines along here. Continued westward expansion is going to run into the problem that we don't really have anymore. We're starting to hit the road limitations going west here. Which is why I want to clear out the pockets between here and this minor, because we can try to start unifying with this minor, and run the railroad line in and make this the new truck hub for westward expansion. But to do that, I want to clear the territory between the two, so I have enough, hopefully inherit enough frontage of militia from them to hold their front. And I'm manually scrolling around here. It's not actually popping anywhere yet. Because, as has been most of the case, our front lines are... Since we've mostly dealt with the local wildlife, the front lines have been pretty safe. Static. A little of the arachnids moving around. At some point I might need to stand up some like helicopters or something like that to actually do reconnaissance runs on them. Because I don't know if they're scary and just being passive, or if they're pushovers and that's why they're being passive. And those two different states make very big differences for what I want to do. Oh, we're completing the Gauss charge small arms. So these are basically applied council is something we will want to eventually, but we don't want it right now. I don't really feel like we have enough political power right now. Air Force is basically you spin off the Air Force from the Army. So the Armor Research right now can do everything we do with the Air Force one. This balance here is fine.
Copy that.
military research is back up because I just finished a tech. I am going to want walker hydraulics. Walker hydraulics is required for battle dress, in addition to walkers, but it's required for battle dress, which is why I want it. About to start striking. We'll pay them off. We are rich enough that we can assuage our citizens' demands. The lovely power that is money. And the front continues to constrict. We'll stretch the road a little bit farther forward so that we have the logistics when we need it. To be fair, at that point, that should be enough road to just finish collapsing this pocket. So this road will probably actually go this way to clear out provide logistics for this bit down here. Yeah, we'll probably go across the river there. Going through the forest is maybe not the best idea, but it is the shortest route also to the city over here. I think that's basically most of the movement for the turn. Let's see if our offer client state goes through. Or not offer client state, offer unification goes through. And yes, they have a master. We're the master. And the difficulty with that roll, right, is we're trying to roll a 2d100. And it's like 2d100 plus 100 versus d100 plus 100, or plus 70, right? So we have a chance of success. The chance is just not very high. Whereas this one actually would actually be easier to integrate, but I want to not have border loss if I can avoid it. Right to the very beginning of the seizure. What do you have on the Shadow Diplomats? I could try more diplomacy with the majors. I don't think we have an embassy with these guys. We have traded them. Doesn't look like they're open to real diplomacy at the moment. So they're not open to being paid. They might be open to being paid. They don't have the big pay. And it's going to be a stretch to roll anything else by the looks of it. They're just outside the range of what our current guy can reasonably do, even with a Shadow Diplomat. Okay, so we're going to hold on that political power. Actually, we're not going to hold on that political power. What am I saying? If we should continue doing our diplomacy with the minor... Local aliens.
Affirmative.
Okay, now we can roll the turn. Next turn we should have the industry to stand up that second motorized brigade. And to be fair, if the mercanteers haven't declared on me over the end turn, we may start contemplating declaring on them. Because they're starting to run out of territory, and to take more territory from them is going to require actually shooting them at this point, I think. Oh, I suppose something I take a look at is actually take a look at their stats, figure out if we've actually got them outmatched, or if it'll be a bit of a slog. I suspect we probably have them outmatched, and that they've just got quantity. As we can see from our reconnaissance report saying the top stack there's got 104. There's a decent possibility that 104 is like literally 104 rifleman squads. And not its 140 or 104 value. Which is something we can check. We'll probably have the reconnaissance now that we can actually click on the unit and see what their stats are. Okay, the first miner was quiet, but to be fair, they're going to be pretty much quiet regardless, because we don't have good vision on either of them. Because of our diplomatic treaties, we have just enough recon that we can always do diplomacy with them, but we don't have enough to really see anything without having to deploy spies. Arachnids moving around a bit. Well, the Arachnids are full. Question marks. Oh, they're being a little bit more aggressive. Reminding me that the reason why we're trying to be quick up here is so that we can free up troops to go deal with the Arachnids. Okay, the Mercanteers have still not declared on us. Surprised that they haven't at this point. Okay, if they don't declare on me next turn, I will declare on them at this point. At this point, we can't really shrink this pocket anymore without actually shooting. Now we take a look at how good their troops are. And yeah, I think they've gone quantity over quality. So they've got 1326, whereas our infantry is doing a lot better than that these days. Our foot 7s are like 10 times better than that. If anything, our tanks are actually pretty bad tanks. They're armor. They have armor. They should not magically explode when the enemy looks at them the wrong way. Something I should have probably done earlier is, at this point, we've got enough councils that we're not really valuing the general stratagems very much. So I should do something like this and heavily prioritize political power generation from the Supreme Command Council.
Roger that.
This gives more political power over the future turns. Arena has affected the sensei from the Wastelands. He has created a dojo to train gladiators. The sensei tells me he's in the process of training a promising gladiator. He thinks the training will be finished in 6 rounds. So I can either recruit the sensei, or I can do nothing from now, and 6 turns we'll have an officer, a gladiator choice.
Order acknowledged.
So we'll wait. We'll let him do his training, and we want to give these guys tech. We want to upgun the potential mercs. And we'll double check to see if those mercs have been upgunned. Mono, still on improvised rifles. The truck station here is upgraded, so it should start the upgrade to the final state. Pretty sure this one's upgraded as well to its final state now. Just finished. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and raise that motorized brigade I've been talking about. Yes. Raise the whole brigade. Before I forget, we should go and obsolete the obsolete units. So you're obsolete. We only got 1 truck. Artillery. So we don't have any of the old artillery, so that's the obsolete one. You're the regular one. And we do still have old bazookas running around, so they'll be on low instead of obsolete, and we'll have the bazooka 2s on regular quality. And spend the political power before we roll over the turn. Let's see if our offer of unification goes through this time.
Affirmative.
No. Do you want to do Shadow Diplomat? I think the answer is still no. The question is, I should check before I assume that it is no. Let's poke around and see. Yeah, still no. So we'll spend our remaining political power on diplomacy
Affirmative.
with the locals. And we'll cycle the turn. So I'll do one more turn in this part. So we'll start the war with the Mercanteers. Oh, I forgot to... I just raised the motorized, but I forgot to strategically deploy them to the front. They wouldn't get all the way down to the front, but they'd be closer to the front. And we may want them for the upcoming firefights, so that was maybe a mild mistake. Because it means they'll arrive at the front one turn later. The first of the two majors we're doing diplomacy with is, as far as we're saying, not doing anything important. They may be conquering half the world as far as we know, but we don't see anything on our end turns. Now it's the other major. It doesn't, as far as we can tell, they haven't declared on us. To be fair, both the majors, if they were to declare on us, would be actually declaring probably on our minor subjects. They declare the minor subject and then drag us into war with them. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. Never experienced that before. Council told us the arachnids have fissioned off from their core hive. Okay, so we just had a hive split there. That's what's happening. I haven't experienced a hive split before. We have reconnaissance on some of the arachnids, and oh, that's scary. Champion is almost the size of a queen, but it dedicates itself to warfare. It's a really strong offensive unit that acts like the tip of the spear for any arachnid stampede. Leading the spiders to victory will bring the champion its right to inseminate the queen. Okay. This is classified as a walker. So this is the arachnid, basically, that's the arachnid equivalent to a tank. And we don't have enough reconnaissance in the rest of them. Okay, so we're going to have to do strategic withdrawal to shore up the line, because that's threatening to encircle our forces there. Okay, well, I know where the motorized brigades are going, and they're not going to deal with the Mercanteers. They're going to patch up the line. So up here, we do definitely want to, given those circumstances, we need to get moving. Yes, we're declaring on them. Start breaking breaking them into pockets.
Target destroyed.
And then breaking up the pockets. Not everything going my way. This battle right here is probably a little on the greedy side.
Negative to breach. Move it now!
Target destroyed.
Move it now!
Target destroyed.
Okay, we've pushed them back. They're now down to 3 tiles. They'll possibly reconnect in these tiles on the next turn. Pick up some
Aye, aye,
organization
sir.
here. We're offering them some free tech.
Affirmative.
They're offering to help us. So if I accept their help, it decreases their reputation. I'd actually want to raise their reputations. I'm actually going to go with the decline the kind offer.
Affirmative. Aye, aye, sir.
Put a commander in charge of the 4th Brigade, which will start deploying into battle formations on the next turn. And yeah, the Arachnid Schism here is... Well, right now we've only seen effectively what is an Arachnid tank. So maybe the rest of them are less scary, but that's hard to tell. Can I raise a helicopter unit? It would be an independent unit, right? Yes. Recon. Yes. What type of recon do I want? That's a good question. What are my air units called? Recon Air. CRISPR. I want to hire CRISPR. Please raise me an independent formation of CRISPRs. That way we'll be able to buzz the arachnids on the next turn. To get an idea of what their hidden unit's combat strength is. To figure if I need to panic deploy more troops. Or if we can hold it with the 2 brigades while these brigades clear up in the north. Which I suspect they'll do not next turn, but the turn after. Once again, we, if possible, want to go ahead and unify with the guys to our east.
Affirmative.
Nope, still refusing. What is the state? Still technically on improvised rifles, so let's go ahead and keep trying to target them with Xeno diplomacy to improve their technology level. And that is the turn. We're going to roll over the turn. Looking at the time, this is where the episode break's going to go in at the end of this turn cycle, so I hope you've been enjoying it. Looks like things are about to get incredibly exciting, unless it's just that one tank that's super scary and the rest are just swarms. But to be fair, we know it's a swarm. The swarm just schismed, there's 2 swarms. There's 1 swarm against the major on the other side. There's 1 swarm against me. And we're going to try to figure out if the swarm schisming is an immediate problem. To be fair, I know that champion's an immediate problem. Is there more problems besides the champion? The champion is not so strong that I should be able to technically encircle and destroy it. But that's why everything else matters, because if it's just the one champion, that's not a problem. If everything else is closer to tank level relative to the champion, but not tanks, then that'll be a problem. I do have the manpower, so just simply deploying the troops is what I need to do. I need to bring lots of troops down. If they're anything stronger than like our foot infantry. If they're stronger than our foot infantry, we'll have to bring more troops down to counterattack. Yeah, so they did link up. The Mercanteers are having a bad day because our units are still quite dangerous. Okay, so they were aggressive and they kind of calmed down and backed it up. I don't know how to interpret that, but it means we're not in immediate panic mode. Got decisions we must interact. Oh, just remembering. I was going to put a gun. So we'll go back to the top of the vid, do like I did in an earlier part. So I hope you've been enjoying it. Catch you in the next part if you're watching YouTube, which will probably be going up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break. Probably get another pot of tea, or another cup of tea going in the break. I hope you all been enjoying it. Catch you in the next part. See you in a bit. Bye for now.